Good morning, beloveds. Um, oh, okay. I'm here. I'm awake. I got my run in. It's not quite so cold, although my heat is running right now, so it's still cold. Okay. It is January 14th. The title is The Spirit in Me is Perfect. Our Bible quote is, "The Spirit of God hath made me, and the breath of the Almighty hath given me life." And that is from Job 33:4. Each of us is a spirit, but we didn't always recognize this greatest of all truths about ourselves. We do not always consciously invite communion with the Spirit or open all the doorways of our thought in complete acceptance. The Bible tells us that to let that mind be in us that was in Jesus, which, of course, is the mind of God and the invisible guest in every person. I know that this invisible guest within me, the angel of God's presence, is counseling me wisely, leading me unerringly, directing my thoughts and actions in harmony, in peace, in poise, in love, and in cooperation. And because God cannot fail, and because the divine presence within me is God as my real self, I know that there is power flowing through my word of faith, which makes straight the way before me. I know that the great giver of life is giving through me, that gift which is gladly made, which returns multiplied and goes out again to increase in its blessing and to multiply its own good as it blesses others. I know that there is a presence that came with me when I entered this life, and I know that this same presence will go with me when I leave this physical form. For it is the presence of eternal life, the life that cannot die. And so I have no fear of the past, the present, or the future, but I am living today as though God really were all over and all through. I feel this presence as life, love, and goodness, and experience its action as power and certainty. It is with me today, making my life whole and complete. Okay. I think that I would like to touch on this phrase that Ernest uses a lot, which makes straight the way before me. I've noticed that he said it a lot lately, and I'm sure he says it a lot, and it's been catching my attention lately. Make straight the way before me. He doesn't say make easy the way before me. He does occasionally, but make straight the way before me. I'm wondering and thinking that when he says make straight the way before me, he means that you will know what to do even if it's hard. Even if it's asking a lot of you, even if it is an uphill climb. It's like, it's not going to be this long winding path to get to what you want. It will be a straight path. It's like point A to point B. Shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. But it won't always be easy. It means that you know what to do. It means that you know that you will hear. It's like, okay, well, what do I want? I want a world that works for everybody. I want peace, love, joy, happiness, creativity, all of those things that align with. So spirit or God, whatever word you want to use, is like, okay, point A, point B. He never said it was going to be easy. He just said, I will make clear to you what you want. And then I will give you the power to get there. So when you hear make straight the way, don't get caught up in it's going to be easy. It means it's going to be clear. And it means that you will be given the resources that you need to get there. You're not going to be left wandering or wondering. You know what you want. And you will be given the resources you need to get there. But I don't want you to get caught up in it's going to be easy. Because I think that's one of the things about spiritual work. I don't think spiritual work is supposed to be easy. Because if spiritual work was easy, everybody would do it. I think spiritual work I don't think it's supposed to be hard. But I think it is supposed to take dedication and grit, and it's supposed to be an exercise that builds you up. And if you weightlift, then the only way to get stronger is to lift heavier weights to make it harder. So don't give up when you can clearly see the way has been made straight, but it may not have been made easy. You have been granted all of the resources you need to get there. That's the work. You've done the work. You can get there. So don't give up. All right? So the Spirit in me is perfect. Remember, perfect means whole, not flawless. The Spirit of God hath made me, and the breath of the Almighty hath given me life. We breathe the breath of God. Each of us is a spirit, but we don't always recognize this greatest of all truth about ourselves. Would it not be a better world if we all recognized that we came from the same source, we're going to the same source, that we're all spirit, that we're all children of God, that there is no other? We do not always consciously invite communion with the Spirit or open all the doorways of our thought in complete acceptance. Again, wouldn't the world be better if we all consciously invited communion with Spirit, or if we all opened all of the doorways? It's like, take a thought and go, okay, well, how many doorways do I have closed? And at any one time, you might have most of your doorways open, or you might have most of them closed. And it's okay to close your doors occasionally, to rest. But if you have work to do, then you got to open those doors. You got to let the air flow. The Bible tells us to let that mind be in us that was in Jesus, which, of course, is the mind of God and the invisible guest in every person. The observer. They talk about the observer. And that Ernest would also tell you that that's the mind of Christ. And Reverend Jesse likes to say that, think about it, that the mind that made a star or a tree or, the wind is the same mind you use. I know that this invisible guest within me, the angel of God's presence, is counseling me wisely, leading me unerringly, directing my thoughts and action in harmony, in peace, in poise, in love, and in cooperation. So right there, he's just listing you the qualities of God. So if you are actively working within those qualities, then you are actively working within the power of God. Harmony, peace, poise, love, and cooperation. That's a big one. Harmony and cooperation are kind of two sides of the same coin. And because God cannot fail, and because the divine presence within me is God as my real self, I know that there is power flowing through my word of faith which makes straight the way before me. And that's what I'm talking about. So God cannot fail. And the divine presence within me is God, that I know that there is power flowing through my word of faith. So the straight way before me, even if it looks uphill both ways, I have the power to do it. I have the power to walk the way. And so do you. I know that the great giver of life is giving through me that gift which is gladly made, which returns multiplied and goes out again to increase its blessing and to multiply its own good as it blesses others. And that's one of the beautiful things that I love about Science of Mind. What I want for myself, I want for everybody. The good that I have, the good that I am, the good that I do multiplies because I share it. All of the qualities of God, all of the wonderful qualities of God, when we share them, they multiply. One candle can light thousands of candles and never diminish its own light. And that's what we want to be, and that's what we endeavor to be, and that's the work that we do, to be that candle lighting all these other candles around us. It takes nothing from us and multiplies the light. So I know that the great giver of life is giving through me that gift which is gladly made, which returns multiplied and goes out to increase its blessing and to multiply its own good as it blesses others. Yeah, we share because it feels good. We don't do it. We don't share to multiply the blessing. That's the blessing. But we do share because it feels good. And that's a good thing. I know there is a presence that came with me when I entered this life. And I know that this same presence will go with me when I leave this physical form. For it is the presence of eternal life, the life that cannot die. We didn't come in alone. We won't leave alone. We have never been alone because we are part of something so much bigger than ourselves. That great grand unity. It's always there. And when we open up these doorways in our mind, then we see it in each other. And so I have no fear of the past, the present, or the future, but I am living today as though God really were all over and all through. I mean, that's what we teach. Everywhere you look, there's God. Everywhere you look, that's spirit. Everything's made of spirit. Live that way. And see if it doesn't change how you live and move in this world. Try it for 15 minutes. And then every day try it for a little bit more. I feel this presence as life, love, and goodness, and experience its action as power and certainty. It is with me today, making my life whole and complete. Ooh, okay. So, our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to consciously invite communion with spirit, to open the doorways in our mind, to know that God cannot fail, and because God is within us as our real self, anything is possible. All right, we are candles, and we are going to light the world. So, as always, I encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself today. Whatever that looks like. It looks like it's going to be a fairly nice day. I always encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body. You may not want to open the windows, but please do get some fresh air. Go out. Get some sunlight on your face. And just feel it. Feel that warmth coming from both within and without. And enjoy. Enjoy something, whatever it is. Because life should be good. And we've just got to find the small places and enlarge those. Find the little goods, find the small goods, find the kindness, the compassion, the amazing little things that happen in our lives, and enlarge those and focus on those. Because it really isn't about the big things. It is about the little things. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. And please, especially if you're in this area, enjoy the sunshine. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Enjoy it. Please do. And open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven now. That you are a beloved child of Spirit in whom Spirit is well pleased. And that everything around you comes from the same source, including you. All right? Recognize the state of grace. And find that peace. All right, beloveds, do what you need to do to make it the best day possible.